Cyrus.
Cyrus said, "Oh,
Come.
um, yeah,
Because I hear you, right? I hear I hear the wanting and the desire, but there's still like that hint of separateness. And unless we begin to read the Bible not from a place of physical being, physical manifestation, because it's already been proven that none of those things and or people have ever been found. That's just a fact of society. We'd like to believe that they were, but in all actuality, it just wasn't the case. And that the book is more of a um, I forget the technical name, but
allegorical."
yeah, there's a lot of parables and things that are in it, but it refers to many different areas and avenues of just how life is supposed to be run
Hmm.
from how you should take care of your body. But a lot of it is about the processes that are going on in your body and what is happening throughout certain times and certain planetary alignments, or when certain vibrations hit the realm, hit the plane, hit this existence. Certain things are activated. Certain things are. That's why they say there's a mass awakening, because there was a vibrational shift that a lot of some will feel, some won't. We're all activated at different times on different levels.
Hmm.
So with that understanding, because that's why I say you have to read many books. Many cultures around the world talk about the same thing, but many of the other ones have been unedited. The Bible has been edited. It was edited by men to serve men. So, although the information in it is useful, we
Hmm.
can't just rely on that. We just can't. We know what its purpose was for when it was used. They at least taught us that much.
Hmm.
They at least
Uh,
taught us that much. So to just carry this one book and live by this one book, I think you're setting yourself up for now. Look, it may work for some. Not saying it doesn't. It all depends on the conviction that you have and feel inside yourself about what you're doing.
hmm.
But if that part's not working, like I suggest seeking other sources to expand your awareness, because it didn't work for me.
Hmm.
Because I knew there was more to the story until I got that. Didn't quite work. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, because I still have my own trials and tribulations and struggles and staying aligned with that. But I try to steady myself in that vibration of trusting, especially in the unknown. And in my life, there I've dealt with a lot of change. So, and all that change, like I'm still alive. I'm well. Like, I didn't always know what was happening or what was going to happen, but the
I made
universe
it.
saw fit to see me through to the other side. And I wasn't always in control of it. We all know that. When you understand that you are not, You're in control of the choices. And the main choice is how you feel about what's going on. When you complain, and they talk about that story in the Bible, who's that? The children of Israel walked
Mm-hmm.
around in the desert for 40 years. They complained about everything, never made it to where they were supposed to go because they kept complaining, whining, murmuring. That's the vibration. They were stuck there, gone in a circle. They weren't trusting, even though they couldn't see or know the direction that they were going the right way.
But it's, yeah, so I think, yeah, I think that goes back to the same thing, right? Like that faith, it comes with like doing some things and being in it, but knowing that process. So like you said, you wanted to be free. You wanted to, like, you didn't want to be under the Pharaoh's rule. You're not, and this is what that looks like now. Enjoy this and give gratitude and thanks for being in this part of the process. I told you that. I told you I would get you out of it. I got you out. Now, where you're here, I'm telling you, I'm taking you somewhere further. Why are you complaining? All right, like you were praying to me, you were looking to for me for a solution to this problem, and I solved it for you. I'm providing you with another solution, but I told you it was going to be bigger and better. So it's going to take some time and to just chill out. But you're impatient. You now Egypt wasn't that bad, huh? You know what? Egypt wasn't that bad. You little ungrateful shit. Wandered the desert for 40 years. I'm gonna keep my promise because I'm a man of my word.
It never got to the promised land.
I'm gonna give it to your kids though.
But
You
that's
ain't.
yeah.
I'm gonna give it to your kids though.
But even that yeah, even that, it's all talking about how your body works. It's a complete breakdown of that. What defeated,
Oh, so it's
how
basic
to know when certain
instructions.
energies are, basic instructions on how to live. But it's really like you got to look up the old words because they don't the 21st century words don't explain those words clearly.
But I think it's more so, and I'm not saying that that's not the awareness to look into the words, is to be self-aware enough to know that what you're feeling and what it's saying isn't connecting, and to be willing to go on a journey of searching to find the connection because you know it
Hmm.
exists. And just
Right,
because it's not.
and that's what everyone is called to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
even with us sharing here, like it's good that people hear it, but you're supposed to take what you hear and go and expand upon that yourself for your own for your own relationship.
But it's so
But
much
it
fear.
but within that relationship, see that's why you have to read, because if you're going to use it like that and that way, which you can, it says for you to lean not on your own understanding. You know that you are a part of the greatest creation in the world. What makes you think you can think up a better way?
But listen, it's nice. So this is where I think I agree with you, right? But it's the struggle is that we are intentionally, and this is the evil, but that it's a necessity for it to birth a new level of consciousness. The evil is that we are born unfinished. We come needing assistance. We come into the world needing to learn how to walk, how to talk, how to fend for ourselves. And so there's a necessity of relationship. I think that's ingrained into creation because the creative source know what it's like to be alone. So to require both you to sacrifice and you're older to bring in life, and
So, but
require.
this is the beauty of that saying too, because even with that, because even the universe, although it seemed like it was alone, was never alone. Before you were born, I knew you, so it knew
Well,
everything before it even decided to make it all what it is.
so it, but there's a difference between something being possible and existing as a possibility of experience in this infinite space. So, like you said, it knew you, right? So there's a possibility of it because of existence being possible. So that's the realm where it exists. But for that possibility to become realized, it has to be visualized and conceptualized in a spiritual like dream space, right? Before, so to come from a space of just infinite where it's not even formed, it's just a possibility, and then it go to a more refined space of just defined possibility, and then to go to a space where the desire and the knowledge of that possibility is so refined and so strong that it must be experienced. That's a process of becoming, right? And that's that unfolding that is within everything. And that space of it knowing you, it knew you it knew you first as just a singular infinite possibility of possibility. But for you to be a manifested possibility, it had to know you definitely. It had to visualize you. It had to see you. It had to experience you in full completeness, just as you are. It had to know your entire story and have a perception of what you would be and who you would be and how you would do it, because it had to be definite that it wanted to experience you. All right. And it's a gift of experience, but it's a
See,
gift
this
that comes.
is, I know. I wanted to look this up because, so that's why I say you have to read other books.
Good. Look, yeah. Kick it to me.
Even with what you just explained, right?
Uh-huh.
And how any for it to come, it had to come from some sort of dream state. And the Kabbalion and the Kabbalian's principle of mentalism, it states that the all is mind,
Mhm.
and that the universe is a mental creation of vast cosmic consciousness. It's just we're all just a thought, even
Mhm.
in this existence that we are so attached to physically. Understanding that you are just a thought in the mind of cosmic consciousness, like you don't exist for real.
Right. You're right.
You don't
There's
even
nothing.
exist for real, but
Like,
you do because you're able to by through way of that same cosmic consciousness to have this experience that is of its own self. Do you do you understand that?
I do.
So understanding that really puts things into perspective. Like it checks that ego. At least it should in a major way. Like, hey, like I get you got big ideas. Where do you think you got them from? Right? Where do you think you got them from? But you've been created in such a way that those ideas will flow to you for you to then manifest them, just like the creative cosmic consciousness manifested you.
I'm listening. You cooking? I want to try to see if I can make this correlation and connection. Keep cooking.
So that's that principle that our reality is a manifestation of mind. So that's when it says that uh, we were made in that same image.
Bluetooth mode.
So we have the same ability and power that reality is the manifestation of the mind. By changing our thoughts, we can change our reality. But that's just like from the Bible. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It's saying the same thing.
Well, so when we talk about these things, right? I'm sorry if I'm all distracted. My
No.
preparation for these moments isn't where I want it to be, and I'm consciously working to improve that so that I can effectively fulfill that desire that I have to uh communicate this message that we have to as many people as possible. And so excuse my distraction as I continue to try to organize some things I think will help me just, feel better as I try to go live. Um what you were saying earlier about the different books, the the beauty of it is that the information that is within all of these books, they hint to something. And if the consistent theme of seek and you will find is there, right? If you are willing to go on a journey of not only just self-seeking but self-reflection, you will begin this information that is presented to you. Say something to me for me, brother.
Test, test. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Do you have
All
a
right.
massive feedback or you good? You good. Okay. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna go live over here. So yes, if you are able to, we can add some of that. Oh, okay, I can only add the one. Okay. Um. So yeah, bro, it's about you. It's about your ability to be willing to go on this journey, to seek the answers to the questions, to the call, because those things that you feel called to do are those desires, those passions, those drives, those ambitions. Everything that you want to do are planted in you. You are a vessel for a possibility of experience. I want you to consider yourself a vessel for possibility of experience. You are like life in itself, consciousness, thought can come through you to know what it's like to be more than thought.
Well,
That's
well,
what you are.
well. Yeah, you said it there. That's what you are. Now,
That's
when you
what you
came
are.
out the womb, they slapped a name on you, and then several other labels after that that made you forget. Now it's giving me feedback.
Yeah, I turned it up too loud.
Okay,
So
but yeah,
go ahead, say something now.
that's it's minimal, but I can hear it a little bit.
Oh, well, here, go.
You cut out. Okay. Um. Hmm.
You were saying, so you were just saying about how like your identity, you are a vessel of experience. You are a vessel for thought in itself, consciousness to come through and experience, be what it's like to be more than a thought. Like the ideas, the songs, the dances, the movements, the consciousness in itself, thought comes through you to be experienced, right? Now you as a as an entity, right, have this timeline of experience in which you are here, and to identify yourself, to separate you from the other entities of possibilities of experience, you're given a name, you're given a race, you're given this identity, but that's not who you are. You are a singular possibility, a vessel for experience. You can know what it's like to become through your ability to express yourself as an I am. So if you want to know what it's like to do that what you want to do, if this for TikTok over there, right? As I try to adjust my screen, if you can see my board, the journey of becoming, it's the MI to the I am to the I am that to the I am that I am, a possibility of being, a thought of being, the inventions that exist in the universe. They're not going to come until an I am says I am that I am, and they begin to manifest and create that experience. We are thought made manifest. These words that I'm speaking are thought. They come from the ethereal realm and they are made manifest through me, through my I am right now. And every single act of conscious creation in the universe that we know of right now is coming through though that race that we call human beings, the entire collective that identifies themselves as an I am.
Mhm. I was following you, and I guess we're driving home that point because in that understanding, there's a disconnect. I guess at some point when you don't, or when you're not as aligned, it's that alignment with knowing whom you are. Everything just isn't as worrisome then. You move with a quiet confidence that a lot of people don't understand. It may look like you don't have all that you need, but you do. And you're right where you're meant to be. That's that understanding of where we are that we have to look at. Because if we feel like we're at that same place, that loop that plays, that lets us know that hey, we've been steering the ship and not allowing consciousness to guide the ship. You got to unmute.
My bad. I think it's a co-creative experience. What I've come to realize is that a part of your creation, your manifestation with this I am is being in alignment with being, trusting that where you are is where you are meant to be, and not resisting, not worrying, not stressing, like but being present and being grateful and appreciative for it what is. Now, as a co-creative force, you are given dominion over you and your experience and that all around you. You can name the experience and your identity, right? As a co-creative experience. Through that co-creative experience, that's where choice comes in. And where you choose your choices in through your attention and your focus on what is and what you expect to come from what's providing. And that is through you in every moment of being, there's a desire. There's a like, oh, if I only had this, there's a trusting, right?
So this is the part of that, right? Because whenever you
You still
go
getting
to that
feedback?
thought, yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. I'm gonna talk through it. Um, that's that part of speaking from that perspective. So that's why we have to be wise about what we're saying. Because anytime, if you're aligned with that understanding, you won't think from a position of lack. Those, those, you got to mute.
Yeah, I don't want to mute. So if you see me talking and I'm cutting you off, let me just stay muted because I need to
Okay.
get better at listening. But I will say that we saying the same thing. When you are living in your I am, when you are present, all right, if you are present and you are aware of your existence at all, like right now, if you were to close your eyes, right, if let's say like something catastrophic happened, right, and existence as we know it ceased to exist, if you were to become aware of your own existence in that moment, there's a gratitude for existence. Like let's say death is just like absolute darkness. In that space of existence of being, there's a like, well, wait, I'm still here, and I am, and I can think, or I can You get what I'm saying? Like whatever part of you still exists in any part of existence, there's a gratitude for being. Now, existence is binary. So it's either it exists or it doesn't exist. Energy can never can never be created or preserved, whatever. You get what I'm saying? So we know that the existence that is you will exist forever because non-existence doesn't exist. Like it's either existence or not non-existent. You already exist. Right. You can't go from existence to non-existent. So there's a part of you that will always exist. Now, the part of you that will always exist is that essence that I am. Your name, your birth, like all of the physical parts.
But that's not your I am. But like,
but so no, all that will exist is I am. But like the I am, right? The only thing that's going to exist is I am. If you exist, the only thing that truly exists about you is your essence of existence. And that's your singular possibility of existence. That's your singular identification of existence. And that's I am. That's the only thing that is a definitive fact in any given moment. Is that you exist as the singular possibility of existence in space. And then everything like your human being, that's a definition that we collectively agreed to. Whether like if something is a tree or like we can change these things. These things are malleable. The thing that always is I am. And if I exist at all, if I exist, like if I cease to exist as this identity, as Giovanni, and then I move into another form of existence, I'm going to be I am. That singular possibility of existence. And my awareness of my existence, right, of my own existence will be based on my level of consciousness. But I can be singularly aware of my own existence as an I am and not express it outwardly. I can be aware of my existence as an I am that separate from the other things around me, or I can be consciously aware of my identity as an I am that I am. So somebody asked me what kind of religion, and am I preaching over here? I'm not preaching any religion. I do believe that all religions refer back to what I'm talking to, which is this holy trinity / duality of creation. The trinity is the AMI, which is the singular possibility of awareness in creation in itself. Existence is binary. For something to exist, it's either something exists or it doesn't exist. For something to exist, it needs a space to exist within. Within anything that does exist is the potential and possibility to become aware of its own existence, which is the self-reflective question, am I? Am I is a trinity of three things, AMI, but it's also a duality. Am I? That creates the mother, the father, the duality of creation. And it's the possibility of consciousness itself. For if something exists and it was to become conscious, we know that consciousness is expressed as I am. We know that, like we're conscious. If you on here, you're an I am. So we know that consciousness is I am. So the possibility for consciousness thus is am I. Am I exists as a potential for consciousness in anything that exists that could potentially become conscious. Anything that exists can have or potentially become conscious. We know this. That's why we say evolution happens. So the process of becoming is that MI becomes I am, is expressed as I am that, and is self identified as I am that I am. So that you as an I am, you have the authority to create and manifest experiences of your own definition if you are the master of your I am. If you can say I am and be definite that is who you are, not in doubt, not in fear, not in shame, but I am that, and you are definite, you will manifest experiences that go along with that. If you say I am that I am right now, and you are definite about you, whatever lifestyle goes along with that I am, you go out and attract and manifest and create from that place. And that's because all there is, we are singular possibilities of existence in space that are aware of our existence in space and can manifest experiences of your own definition. You have a job that you definitely thought that you could get. You live where you definitely knew you could live. If you definitely knew that you could do the thing that you definitely want to do, you would definitely do it. but you're not definite. You're still doubting. You're still afraid. You're still thinking from a place of lack. You aren't you aren't saying I am that I am and being fully embodied as that identity, as that version of you to create and manifest those experiences. If you do that, you will manifest the experiences. If you can say I am that I am and then show up as that version of you and do the things, you'll do them. Now, if you're worried about if everybody else going to cheer you on or clap you on, you might not do it. But if you say I am that I am right now and just focus on you being that version of you, and you are definite in your thought and desire, and you can focus on the action of being that version of you, you create and manifest experiences from that place. I am that I am. That's it. That's it. He said, who sent you? I am. I am sent me. I am that I am sent me. The Father. I and the Father are one. He said, like Jesus said this. I am that I am. I am the way, the truth, and the light. I am. He didn't say no man, and he said no man can come through the Father but through me. He wasn't talking about himself. He was saying magnetism and electricity. Your thoughts and emotions are literal magnetism and electricity. I got a whole, if you go to my website right now, geodixon.com, you can download my theory, Cryonics, if you want to know more. It's an entire scientific theory proving that consciousness is the substrate all creation. My bad. I get excited when I get to talking about it. I do. I do.
But that's good.
Thank y'all for the love over there.
You gotta be believing in it, knowing it. The I am. Hold up.
If you can master your I am, you master your life. If you can say I am that I am and be definite. He said, "No, I'm good." He's funny as shit.
Nah,
appreciate you.
But it does take a little more than that. Than just saying, "Hey, I am." But you
elaborate.
You gotta feel that. You gotta feel that in your being. That you are that. It's a daily practice of keeping your vibration in that state of knowing that is what you are. Like you are that. The whole embodiment, the feeling of the desire fulfilled.
This is the reality of it is that the definiteness is that it's being. It's not thinking, it's not wanting, it's not longing, it's not desiring. It is literally being. You have full authority right now to be that version of you. You can be it fully embodied right now. If you get fully present right now and you can say, I am that I am, you have the full authority and governance to get fully present right now, to be that fully version of you right now. This is the thing
with our brains, and this is where the conflict comes in.
Go ahead.
Because if the brain doesn't have enough proof of that, you're going to have friction. Because the brain is meant to keep you safe. That's where the doubt and fears and the stuff creeps in. So unless you've built up enough confidence for that belief that you're telling yourself to take hold inside your being with that feeling, it's going to be a challenge to stay in that space. And that's why some of that manifestations take long to happen.
No, 1,000%. So the thing is that like you have to focus on the right thing, right? So for you, whatever you're saying is right. This board, if you can see it, right? I am that I am, I am.
This is all about the journey of self. So if you can self-reflect, if you can self-identify, if you can self-express, you'll be self-fulfilled. But it's all focused on you. It's your self-identity. Don't worry about the external. Don't worry, like right now, get present and think about the question that you're asking yourself. Am I? Am I capable? Am I strong enough? Am I talented enough? Am I intelligent enough? And if you can self-identify as I am intelligent enough, I am strong enough, I am capable enough, right? If you can self-identify, that will give you the authority to self-express. I am strong enough to go out and do that. I am intelligent enough to put that out. I am capable enough to try that. And then in doing that, right, that self-expression will allow for you to be self-fulfillment of I am that I am. I am a writer. I am an author. I am a publisher. I am the thing that I started in the beginning when I self-reflected in the journey, because this journey of self-reflection, there's an identity in this question. In this am I, there's a full identity, unmanifested. This I am, but it's not complete yet. I am becomes self-identification. It's just self-identified. It's not expressed. It's not fully embodied. I am that is just self-expression. It's outward. It's not the full embodiment of self. I am that I am is the full self-fulfillment of I am that I am. This I am that I asked myself in the beginning, I am. I proved it to myself. I know I am. I'm fulfilled in it. I completed the experience of knowing that question in its full entirety through my self-identification, my self-expression, through my self-fulfillment. And it's all through your own authority to give it to yourself. But if you can't be self-identified, if you can't self-reflect, if you can't self-express, if you can't be self-fulfilled, you will never accomplish those things. You will never experience it, because you will always be looking for external validation, support, and accomplish an approval for what you can do for your motherfucking self. I am that I am. I ain't say shit about you. They said I am.
So now,
I ain't say nothing.
I
am.
So now check this out.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe, or do you know? Which I think I know the answer, but we have divine assignments. We have jobs we're supposed to do, roles we're supposed to fulfill, things that we agreed to do when we came here. So in your choosing what you want, if you're choosing contrary to that, what's going to be the outcome to that?
So this is where you talk about misalignment. This is where you talk about negative experiences, right? There's a truth, being true to who you are. And every one of these questions, so with my where's my notepad thing? I like to do that better. In every singular possibility of being, there's one question. You are the answer to one question of being in space. You are the am I question. Am I 5'7", 107? I'm not 5'7", I'm 6'2". Clarify. All right. Clarify. I'm 6'2". I'm just saying theoretically, right? But am I right? What would it be like to be? You are the answer of the question. What would it be like to be? I'm the answer of the question. What would it be like to be 6'2" with melanated skin, born in North Philadelphia to drug addict parents who would recover and would provide for me a home that would allow for me to know the transition from extreme poverty and despair into what was like considered a middle class environment, that where I'm able to have this really, really ratchet upbringing in which I did a bunch of violent ratchet shit. And then I like my family got better and I did a bunch of like middle class shit. And I was like, oh shit, okay, maybe I don't want to be ratchet. So I have this diverse experience and I was able to go to college. And what would it be like to do all of that and then want to try to help people, want to try to spread a message, want to try, like, what would it be like to be that? And then what would it be like to be you? And what would it be like to be you? And what would it be like to me? And I'm
But the power, and I know I just got excited. The power of being is that the answer to that question, however you feel like that's what it should be like, is the right answer. Your truest, highest self, that fun loving, that enthusiastic, that whatever way that you would be if nobody was watching. If you motherfuckers saw me in this joint when I be in here going to nothing, just excited. Cause like this tone, this space that I speak with, this excitement, this enthusiasm, it's just who I am. And doing it that way and not apologizing, not worrying about like, oh, are people gonna like me? They're like, oh, like you too. No, like motherfucker, I'm just being me. And yeah, I cuss sometimes. And then I use a bunch of, I might use like a string of words that, you know what I'm saying, that like, all right, you might have to use a dictionary for it. It depends on how I'm feeling for the day, bro.
Right.
But I'm free to be all of that at every given moment. And the freedom of it is like in the moment, what do I want to do? Do I want to be angry? No, I don't. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to respond angrily. I'm going to calm down. Because this is not a moment for anger. Anger is for protection. Anger is for survival.
Those are yes. That's why we have these talks, to help people get through those times, because these are the challenges. 'Cause we've been in these positions before, and trying to navigate them and stay on the right path isn't always as easy. So giving some sort of guidance or help in how you navigate it, but being unfiltered. I guess that was the message today at church. You try and give a PG version of your testimony, that ain't gonna help nobody. Can't be PG with it. Like, you got to give them the real, raw, and the truth. That it's, hey, yeah, there's some struggles, there's some things you got to traverse. Whatever it is that it is, like, there should be something that you're getting from it, something that you should be learning from it, something that you should take away to help you along your journey.
I think the beauty of it is that there's a gratitude of being, that if you live in the now and you are able to continue to maintain your focus on life in itself.
Well, let's talk about that. Living in the now.
Right. So, like, think about it. If you knew that this was your last moment,
but you don't know that you're living in the now.
No, I know, but I'm saying that, like, so why we're just talking about the theoretical why living in the now. Why am I doing what I'm doing now? Why am I on live? Why am I like continually going through this process of like having a message and going through that? Is because in the now, if I died doing this, and I was like, yo, I was pursuing that which I was trying to do. I was doing it, and I wasn't doing it people like, oh, like, well, you never got, like, no, there's a being of that is just showing up with that and enjoying what it's like to be that on a consistent basis. And if I'm not in the beginning, and I can stay that, and I can stay that in the middle, and then I can stay that in the end at some point. Right. And that's the journey of becoming, because it is being the I am. The person that accomplishes it and experiences the fulfillment of the journey, they start when they become self-identified. I am. And when you can stay in that, you're going to be the I am in the beginning when you don't know nothing and you learn it. And then you're going to be in the I am when you get kind of good. And then you're going to be in the I am when you get very good and you at your primax. And then you're going to be in your I am when it's time for you to teach it to somebody else. And then you're going to be in your I am when you're tired of doing that. And whenever you can be present in your I am, we are, right? We are, you are, I, when you are God, you're God, when you are I am, Whenever you can be present in your I am, that's the journey. That's the experience. Like, and everything that I brought, I learned this from basketball. I would watch basketball players, and I would think that basketball was the thing that I was going to pursue, but I always knew that I didn't want to be a basketball player. But I always loved how basketball taught me the power to enjoy the process. I loved basketball so much. Getting better was basketball. So like doing the drills to get better, like it wasn't hard because it was the being. This is what basketball players do. So if you really know what basketball players do, and you like, yo, I want to be that, then you do the thing that they do and you love doing that. Like, yo, if you find out that, yo, basketball players spend all of their time in the gym, most of their time, then you're going to become a professional basketball player because you're going to emulate professional basketball players. If you think that they spend all their time on TV, spending money, et cetera, you are never going to make it to the league. And that's in everything, right? You have to fall in love with the being that thing, what you are pursuing to be. And that being thing is a process of becoming that is an everyday being the person that shows up in belief, being that after failure, being that after success, being that when on your day off, being that when everybody else tempting you to be something else. If you can stay, I am that. That's like the kids that like every NBA player would say, I made it. I said I was going to the NBA in 6th grade. Every kid that could say I am that, and they weren't just being that in show. They were being that. They were asking their parents to take them to practice, and they were getting up and they working on their game and they doing the stuff. They were being a professional their entire life. And if you can be that version of you that is that all day, instead of thinking about what you want to be, instead of wondering about what you want to be, instead of being mad that you're not that, being present and allowing yourself, I can be that. I don't have to go nowhere. I can be that version of me. Like Tyler Perry was he was being who he was going to be in his fucking car. That's why he had no job. Because getting the job and doing something, that's being something that he wasn't. And you may have to be that homeless. You may have to be that hungry. You may have to be that struggling. Can you be that? Throughout the whole time.
That's the part.
And so, but if you believe in you, if you know the process, if you aren't focused on the thing, you even going to enjoy that. I'm right there. I'm right there where I want to be. I'm right. Like that's what you got to know that. Tyler had to be sitting in his fucking car one of those, because it was a moment before Medea started popping that he was in his car and he like, bro, I'm right there. I'm right where I want to be. The nigga homeless. He homeless, bro. He in his car. But he like, yo, I'm right where I want to be. I'm right where I want to be. Like, I know that this next, and you got to be willing to be that. And if you can convince yourself, it's all a journey of self. Your journey of becoming is through self-reflection. Am I capable?
It's a journey of remembrance.
But a journey of self-remembrance. Ooh, that's what it was. That's self-remembrance. That's self-remembrance. See, you gave it to me. The I am I is self-remembrance. Because the journey started with self-reflection. See, that's why we brothers. That's really my blood brother who I'm talking to too. You know, that's like my man. I fuck with him though. Self-remembrance. Thomas. Self-remembrance. Don't be acting like y'all fucking up on that word too. Remembrance. Self-reflection. Am I? That's the beginning of the journey. Am I strong enough? Am I capable? Am I that I am? I am. Self-identification. I am strong. I am talented. I am capable. I am that. Self-expression. I am strong enough to do that.
I am strong enough to write. I am strong enough to sing. I am strong enough to dance. I am capable enough. Self-fulfillment. I am that I am. I am, right? Strong enough or intelligent enough to do that, to be that version of me. I am that I am. And self-remembrance, I am I. That's when in those moments when you doubting yourself, when you're going through struggle, when you're going through pain, you recognize that you are an infinite, detached ability to become. You are the one who fucking is malleable and unfolds. You might have to sleep in the car, you might have to go through some shit, but because you are,
We're gonna have to
you can make
wrap this up soon.
Yeah, no, we out.
I gotta go spend some time with my lady.
No, I gotta eat my dinner. So my food right here getting cool. I'm out.
Peace, love, and
Say
light.
big. Peace, love, and light, brother. Always a pleasure. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. I'm gonna rock out my people over here for a second. TikTok, what's up, baby? Hey, thank you for anybody that been rocking out with me for a while in here. I appreciate you guys. I do have to. I